All right, welcome back to episode 62 of the Kushite campaign. And yes, that was a questioning tone of voice there. So what I've discovered in these last couple episodes, and unfortunately it stretches all the way into the end of the series, is that when I updated OBS last time, it reset what my microphone was. And so it didn't record any of the audio that I set up. So unfortunately, this problem is going to be with us the whole way, which means that it might be a little bit slower getting these videos out because I'm going to have to physically talk through each one instead of just having it happen like it normally would the first time. But you know, at this point, you guys deserve to see the end of the campaign. And you deserve to see what's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and, just give it to you. As we continue to wander around the Empire here with our fleet that runs around and destroys rebels. Okay, so remember, we destroyed rebels in Cyprus like last turn or last video, and then we went and destroyed rebels in North Africa because that seemed like a good idea. Well, now we're going to go back to Cyprus to the other part of Cyprus because I guess the Duke of Cyprus just sucks. That's all I can figure. Meanwhile, I'm kind of thrilled that I have a Catholic Duke of Jerusalem again. Kind of been waiting for that. I also can actually have a chancellor. That was the problem I had throughout last episode, was the Duke of Jerusalem, who I thought would be a really good chancellor, unfortunately always commanding his retinues and kind of holding us back. So, yay for that. All right, and immediately we get some conversions to Catholicism, and I pick up another territory here, the Barony of Helwan, which I believe is in Memphis, but it does put us over our domain limit, so we need to find something to give away. And Helwan's actually not a bad thing to have because it kind of boosts the numbers of men that we've got coming from the capital territory if we raise our armies again. I also have a small retinue force that's down here for some reason. And we'll need to join them up with the other retinue and mercenary forces of ours here in a bit. And I also have an opening at commander position. Fortunately, our Duke of Gilead here is a rank 14 marshal dude. And I'm going to go ahead and give a barony, I think, that we hold in Elam. At least I think it's Elam, to one of my trusty commander types. For the moment, I think we still hold the county of Elam, and there my men just showed up to aid the subjugation of these Cypriot rebels. Actually, I take it back. No, they didn't. Cyprus took care of their own problem, which means I'll be able to reunite all my happy little guys over here. My wife is pregnant again. But you can tell by my gray beard that we're getting a little bit of age on us. The Duke of Alodia is currently Catholic. I approve of this. And I can now add those 300 retinue to my wandering band of retinues and mercenaries. All right, we've had some more conversions. Some people who want to kill other people, more conversions. Get a new Duchess of Nubia. Unfortunately, she is Miaphysite. But she'll convert. So that'll be cool. As long as we don't start a war in the next 2 minutes. Nullify that decision. We're going to go ahead and put the Egyptian fleet away. And now my retinue is marked by camel riders, which I don't remember if it was doing that previously or not. It's been a couple days since I went back over that last episode. So, oh boy. Okay, well, evidently now there's a full-scale Cypriot revolt with 13,000 men attached to it. I don't know how that works, but in the looks like in our Persian territories, the Persians are still fighting their holy war against the Gardazids. And it looks like some allies of the Gardazids are fighting back. Up. And a white peace was declared somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly that happened. Haven't seen a lot of activity here on the Galatian front, so I think that ever since they took over that last county from Galatia, not much has happened. And meet Raphael Kuda II of Arabia, a guy with 24 martial skill. Now he's a guy you would think that we would like to have around. Now, one thing that I did learn is where the Kingdom of Yemen is. Although the game gave gave away the title Kingdom of Yemen, which, for whatever reason, okay, I'm trying to get this guy married off. Can't tell if he's the king of Africa or if he's not interested. Whatever, buddy. Your problem. The Kingdom of Yemen stretches down around the bottom. Oh, there's Caesarea finally being converted. Sent that guy there a long time ago. And so let's see, where can we send him next? Trying to reclaim. Well, Cyprus is in revolt. I don't know if that's the best place. Oh, good. Waldensianism has popped up in Galatia. And that's exactly what I want to see, is Waldensianism in Galatia. Yeah, well, we're going to send the guy who took forever to convert Caesarea to nearby Galatia, and we're going to reassign some of these other titles since we've had some guys die. Somewhere along the lines, my friend General Hughes picked up Miaphysitism, and I'm not really sure where that happened. But we're going to, at some point, we're going to make a move and try to bring those guys back to the one true faith. A couple of Miaphysite counties in Arabia, and I can't really do anything about that because it was the Egyptians who did that. Also popping up in North Africa, not really popping up in various places. Just around. And then there's still some Yazidi in the realm down there at the bottom. And now it's time to once again go through the yearly struggle of discovering that I just hate everybody who's in my kingdom. Yep, we got to go hunt. So we will send the marshal. Our marshal is not a young man at this point, and honestly, if he died, I wouldn't be terribly offended, because that would allow me to promote, and we know we have at least one good commander, the Duke of Arabia, kind of sitting out there without anybody, or without a job to do. All right, now everybody's telling us they don't like us. So we're telling them we don't like them too. And the Holy Roman Empire continues to expand around the Baltic. I don't know if they're seizing on, some sort of connection to the Teutonic Order, or what. It looks like Cyprus is going to exchange hands again. It does this periodically. I'm not exactly sure why. Had a peasant revolt somewhere in the realm. Oh, the Duchess of Nubia is evidently hitting on us, and as we've done throughout the playthrough, we've had to turn her down in favor of not causing huge amounts of strife within the empire. Okay, so it looks like that's where the peasants have revolted. People are leaving the defense pact, but that doesn't mean anything because they can easily rejoin. I've got 13,000 Gardesids in my territory. Looks like somebody has besieged Mosul slightly. Keep waiting for the Byzantines to eat up some of these other one county areas now that they've hit the Aetolian Island, or not the Aetolian Islands, sorry, the Aegean Islands pretty hard here. And just love how fractured the Islamic world is here. Of course, it would look a lot less fractured if the Seljuks hadn't split all those many years ago. Kind of looking around for rebellions to attack, and unfortunately they're... Geez, my wife is pregnant again. Nothing going on in Spain, although there is a war between Mali and Castile over stuff. Unfortunately, just no little small targets, because everything's part of the Great Giga Alliance, which I'm just don't feel like dealing with. Okay, so I just lost the Duchess of Carcianen. Fortunately for now, the successor and their future husband are going to be Catholics, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to marry off this Miaphysite courtier to another Miaphysite just to get her out of my court. All right, we've had another conversion. So I think I've sent the flying army to take care of these Persian rebels. I could be wrong about this. Oh, and now the Duchess of Nubia, who tried to sway us by seducing us, is now just trying to get into our council the old-fashioned way by asking. And sadly, we're going to have to turn her down. I just can't afford the negative vassal opinion across the board from doing that. Okay, I see some rebels have emerged in the Peloponnesus, but I don't think that's going to really mean much. Looks like the French are fighting. Wait, is that the French or? No, those are just North African rebels. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be learning more martial skills, so we're going after a legendary old warrior. So if we can just find Master Roshi, we can improve our martial skill. Aha! Yep. That's right. I now have another new Cypriot vassal. Well, unfortunately, he is still Miaphysite, so he's sailed change. But one of the problems I had with Cyprus changing hands is it would usually change hands from a Catholic ruler to a non-Catholic ruler. And it might do it again. Well, this is interesting. Do I really want to get rid of Ballo, the guy who spent forever dealing with Caesarea in favor of a strong, just, rather soldierly fellow, but yeah. All right, we defeated those rebels. I can't get engaged in the, unfortunately I can't just simply fight or help fight the Muslims. I don't know if there's something I'm missing. I don't know if I should be offering to join the war or something. I do have a problem with the king of Syria being a Lollard. But as he's a child, I can't convert him directly. That kind of ticks me off. I wish I could do that. His brother is a Catholic. Well,
We kind of avoided a lot of violence early in the playthrough. I'm thinking that maybe it's time to make up for that. I'm sure we've tried to murder people before, but never children, and probably not our vassals. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Okay, so I have a couple commanders who disagree with my religious affiliations. Whatever. What I'm really looking for is my spy master to help raise our plot power. It looks like there's a fair number of people who are willing to help. I don't know. Don't know how high we can get. I notice it's a lot of the mayors, the Duke of Paphlagonia, who's not particularly Syrian. So these are people who want to cultivate good relationships with me. Bishops I can understand because he's a Lollard and he'll be leading his people to Lollardy. And we don't need that. But I'm not sure how many of these bishops are actually placed within his kingdom. Now we got a lot of blue. There's Kyrillos of Egypt. We got a lot of blue here, or not blue, green. So I don't think we're going to need to spend money to bring people over in order to get the requisite amount of plot to try to get this guy killed. And again, it's always amazing how eager bishops are to see other people die. Yeah, the Duke of Colonnade, sure, and the Duke of Cyprus. I'm sure actually the Duke of Cyprus owns land that de jure belongs to the King of Syria. So I could see where that would be a relationship. I feel like, okay, the King of Mauritania wants in. Fine. And the Duke of, it's not Court 2, what is that? Okay, and Samson wants in. I think we're good. Let's let the plotting begin. Okay, I'm okay with that. A new year, perhaps, meaning somebody let the plot. Let them know about the plot, and then our guys are ready to launch the strike anyway. Okay, no word yet on whether we've been successful or not. Aha! Yes, King Matthias the Just murdered a 13-year-old boy for the sake that he was the wrong religion. I didn't realize we could offer the Pope vassalization. He's currently an anti-pope, which is not good. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and buy an indulgence for our sins here, for killing the one boy. Ah, and the Pope agrees. And that's going to cost us like half of our money. Okay, so uh-huh. I think we're having another Cypriot revolt. Oh, there are more Persian rebels. Well, you know, the flying column is pretty much in that area. We can go let them deal with it. I'm not really sure. I can see a lot of retinue forces of the Duke of Palmyra, but I don't know what exactly, who's fighting who. The Persians are still fighting the Gardazids. Well, heck yeah, I want that guy as my court chaplain as opposed to Ballo, who really undersold. We'll even give him Ballo's old task of getting rid of Waldensianism in Galatia. Okay, we got some holdings under siege, but with all the little wars our vassals are conducting right now, it'd be almost impossible to say, you know, where exactly that was coming from. That's why these defeat screens really don't help me. Oh, the Mauritanians have marshaled their forces. They're going to fight. I think they're fighting the Castilians, but I certainly don't see anything else over there for them to attack unless they're going to attack the Kingdom of Mali to their south. I'm going to go wipe out these rebels. Yeah. Something tells me I don't think we're going to get absolute control granted us by the realm. Okay, we've wiped out another batch of rebels. And there's some more over here. We're going to deal with those. Oh. Oh boy. Well, I was going to assign our son to somebody, but then I felt bad. And then I assigned him to the same guy I assign all my kids to, since we're 20 years away from the end of the game, and my successor is already the king of Persia. And his son, wherever he is, you know, would be his successor. Oh, now we gotta. we're going back to church, and we have another Duke of Jerusalem. This one, unfortunately, is a Miaphysite, and he's real young. So, taking a page out of our Syrian playbook, I think it's time to kill the Duke of Jerusalem. in order to restore Catholicism to control of Jerusalem before he starts force converting everybody in the area. And there's another bunch of rebels I can kill later. Alright, so we're going to kill this guy. And we're going to let it ride, because evidently there's a bunch of people who would love to see the Duke of Jerusalem killed. And there's a guy who'd like to marry a courtier. Sure. She's extremely sneaky. But I don't know what good she was going to do us. I think it was the Doge of Venice who wanted to make that deal. Okay, I think there are raiders down here in Crusader territory. I'm going to see if I can take care of those guys real quick. Obviously, I want to make my way back to Edom in order to wipe out the people there. Okay, we're ready to go with another death to another child. Yep, and he's already started converting some of his underlings. So the sooner we restore the one true faith, the better. Aha! So we bribed a maid, and she smothered him with a pillow. And now the Duke of Jerusalem has been succeeded by the new underage Duke of Jerusalem, who, at least, is a Catholic. And we need to kill the regent, who's clearly a Miaphysite. It looks like one of our commanders finally kicked the bucket, so we can now promote Raphael Kuda of Arabia at rank 24 into that spot. And get reminded that there's still way too much war going on that we have no control over. I'm starting to think that King Matthias might take a little bit of his model from King Macbeth. Now we just started murdering people, we're just going to keep doing it. Now our spy master is finding people in Jerusalem that we need to mess with. Except he kind of went, he got too close. So we need a new spy master. Unfortunately, our best spy master who's available is the Duke of Arabia, who I want to use as a military commander. So I'm going to sacrifice a fair amount of spy master skill and put the Duke of Crete in that position. I've always wanted to convert the Duke of Crete to Catholicism anyway. This might improve his opinion of us enough to make that happen. Okay, well, we're not really doing any good here in Gardezid territory. Looks like the Duke of Palmyra has decided to siege out the territory of Van, one of the last territories that the Sultanate of Guj has in this part of the world. And things are just way too stable near us right now. Oh, and of course, I feel better. Okay, well, feeling better is not bad. Still trying to figure out what... Oh, I think I found out what the Mauritanians are up to. Actually, I'm still not sure what the Mauritanians are up to. Okay, so the king of Syria, the one that we put in charge, is now forced converting his vassals to Catholicism. See, it was all worth it. Okay. Got a couple of rebel armies to take care of here as we enter the last 10 minutes of the episode. Looks like we're going to need a little bit of a push if we want to kill the regent in Jerusalem. Okay, well, I don't know what to do with the bard. Are we suspicious of the bard? Are we trusting of the bard? Do we care at all? Yeah, we'll let him stick around. And it actually did us some good with Duke Angelos, I believe is our chancellor. And the Persian war with the Gardesids continues, although right at the moment the Gardesids are unsieging the things that the Persians had sieged. And the Persian army is taking its sweet time getting over there. Oh, but the Muslims are doing doing the favor of taking out some of the rebels hanging out in my territory. So with that, there's only these group of rebels in Edom. You know, we could go and deal with them, I guess. And I think finally I understand what the Mauritanians are up to. They are attacking the Kingdom of Mali to the south. Looks like they're trying to seize Anti-Atlas. It also looks like they're, putting men on the Canary Islands, although I'm not really sure why they're doing that. Oh, we're still building a spy network in Jerusalem. Now, this couldn't possibly go wrong, considering I got my last spy master killed, right? So much stuff going on in the realm. I have no idea if the Sultanate of Guj is going to be able to bring down any help to save its Middle Eastern possessions, because it's sitting right there next to the Mongol Empire, and it's involved in, looks like, 4 or 5 wars. Some involving Indians, couple involving some of my vassals. And of course it's a member of the defensive pact against the Holy Roman Empire and the defensive pact against me. And more peasant revolts popping up all the time. Oh, we lost a... Oh, we lost the marshal. Our marshal died. All right, well, we'll let Raphael Kuda be the marshal. Which means they'll need to replace him now as a commander. I'm okay with this guy. You know, marshal rank 16. That's not bad. Got more converting going on. Yep, we're talking the people down from the Waldensian tree that they went up in Galatia. Everything is nice and happy, somewhat simple. Here in the year 1436, the mere, 17 years to go before the end of the game. I mean, there's a lot of war fighting going on that I have nothing to do with, but yeah, I can't argue with the realm, and you know, the longer we stay at peace, the more chance there is that we'll get our threat level down to where we can actually go fight somebody again, like this guy. Like we could attack him for any number of things. All right. Victory again for Raphael Kuda of Arabia. Now he can finally march south into Edom and eliminate those rebels over there. All right, that's kind of cool, I guess. I'm okay with my vassals helping each other out. I think the Persian-Syria alliance would be a good way for them to do that. You know, I'm thinking that this plot really isn't going anywhere. We'll just have to hope that the Duke of Jerusalem does not choose to convert to his regent's religion. That does mean I need to do something else with my spy master. I don't want him causing more trouble in Jerusalem than he needs to be. Why don't we go have him do some detective work back home? There we go. Now there's a useful alliance. Because those guys actually have troops near each other and near each other's borders. So, you know, that's a worthy thing, and haha, it's time for another feast, and nothing much has happened for the main empire in this particular episode. But maybe we're just saving up. You know, for all these times when I just don't like people. All right, yeah, I don't like you either. Uh-huh.
Oh, looks like we're finally going to crush those rebels right before the end of the episode. Well, I say that, and then the autosave kicked in, and now... Now people are embarrassing me at the feast, and now the feast is over, and we've beaten the rebels. And I'm going to bribe the guy so I can keep taxes high on the cities. But with that, we should be in pretty good shape for the next episode. Now, the next episode got a little bit out of hand, and I'm sure you'll notice that when you see the time length on it. But we're going to leave it here for right now. We're going to come back and, again, try to push through these last 16 years of the Empire of Kush to its ultimate fate